time. Good morning, everyone. Happy solstice. It's a good day, long day. And I'm very happy to be here today and to talk about something that's very dear to my heart. It's my life's work. My name is Bettina Morinji, by the way. And the title of today's talk, it's also going to be a little interactive, is The Medicine of Your Voice. It's a healing journey through sound, voice, and music. And the subtitle is, which I'm very excited about, Inner Transformation as a Route for Systemic Change. Inner transformation for the outer transformation. All starts within. I like to open this talk with a song that I've received maybe 20 years ago in a very deep emotional state of clarity. And I know it's a talk stage, so I'm going to sing a poem. I'm going to sing a poem. Sometimes I say speaking is like slow singing. Speaking is slow singing. And singing is like a melodic speech. So, I'm going to start with that little poem. Sintu tu ama, tocando meu coração, calor que limpa minha alma, clareia a mente. Sinto a tua mão tocando meu coração, calor que limpa minha alma, clareia a mente. Vejo o mundo universal, sinto a união, força da luz afagai-me, dai-me consciência. Vejo o mundo universal, sinto a união, força da luz afagai-me, dai-me consciência. Oh, tranquilidade, tocando meu coração, como um amigo, companheiro na escuridão. Oh, tranquilidade, tocando meu coração, como um amigo, companheiro na escuridão, companheiro na escuridão, companheiro na escuridão, companheiro na escuridão. Sorry. Yeah. Melodic speech. So Today I want to talk about the voice, not just being an instrument for performance or for communication. And I'm sure many of you know about that. The voice is actually a tool for healing and transformation, and to actually reclaim ourselves fully in this world. And as we are moving through today's talk, again, it's also going to be interactive, I want to address a few questions. What happens when we heal as an individual? And how does that affect the environment? What's our purpose being here on this planet? And how can the voice and sound and music support us in the journey? So when I talk to people about their voices, nearly everyone has a story. Some of us got silenced, possibly when we were little or later, individually or even culturally. And some of us actually use the voice as a tool for manipulation. Yeah. Often as a voice coach, I hear all the stories. And most of the stories are really about feeling blocked when it comes to the voice, or timid or shy. Or there is something in the way that prevents me from really speaking my truth and feeling myself when I'm using my voice. Yeah. So even if I'm trying to hide or to pretend, when it comes to the voice always mirrors the truth. Always. Even right now I can feel I'm a little shaky because usually I sing. I'm not such a speaker, but this is so important for me, so I decided to speak about it. And it makes it really beautiful to know that the voice always mirrors the truth. And it's also frightening in the same time. Because if we are really connected to ourselves, in order to feel connected, we have to be vulnerable. Yeah, honest and vulnerable. And I think it's what's really needed on this planet, is to be vulnerable. And we need to be brave to feel ourselves and to express from that place of connection. So I just want to share a little bit about my own journey with the voice. So when I was a young woman, that's hundreds of years ago, I moved from Germany to Spain to a little island called Ibiza. And you know, life's current brings us into these places, unexpected places. So I ended up in this singing circle, and it was in 1999. I just came from Germany, basically, and I had no idea what is a singing circle. So when I entered that living room, there were these people sitting in a circle, and in the center was an altar. And it all felt very sacred, even I didn't know what sacred meant in that moment. So I sat down and I froze. As those beautiful songs were sung by those people, I completely contracted and went mute. I couldn't move, I couldn't breathe, and I felt really embarrassed and shy and timid. So that was actually my first encounter with my voice. And I got intrigued because it wasn't in the moment of the voice is opening and I'm singing into the haze. It was in that moment that I really felt, okay, so what is this? What is this feeling? Yeah. And then a few years later, I just came back from India, my second trip to India, where I studied the Indian classical music. And I got diagnosed with an autoimmune disease called lupus. And I remember that day, my physician said, don't Google the internet. So I went straight into the internet. And there was this moment, I could feel how my whole body was spiraling into the darkness, into the abyss, contracted in fear. And in the same time, I was able to stay present with that fear. And again, I got intrigued. I was like, what is this? And I feel that that moment I was able to be present because I was already singing, I was already in touch with myself and connected enough to make a conscious choice to just stay here and stay present. So I was very much bound to the house. I couldn't go out, I couldn't go into the sun. So I was totally into the music, and I went deeper into the music. And what I observed was how sound was able to move energy within my physical body. And that was fascinating. So there were moments I was practicing the scale and my body temperature was rising, for example. Yeah? Or I got totally angry, like really angry, like sweating angry. And then I realized, okay, this is really medicine, at least my medicine right now, because I felt the energy moving in my body, through my voice, through the sound of the sitar, especially the sound of the sitar. Something constantly was aligning, as if I had to purify. It wasn't healing my health condition at that point, but it was elevating my consciousness. And it gave me a lot of joy. So that poem that I was singing in the beginning was from that time, and most of the songs I've ever written were in that time. And that's why I also say music is medicine. At that time in the 90s and 90s, we didn't have that word, medicine music. But it's for sure that music is medicine. Yeah. So, now, I lost track. What was I saying? Okay. I do feel that the crisis we are in on this planet is coming from disconnection, being disconnected, yeah? And I'm not necessarily pointing to all of us, because this is a place of connection, yeah? Coming to a place like this and feeling connected to nature, feeling connected to the grounds. But when I was sick, I had a lot of time to just sit. And suddenly I looked into the sky and I listened to the sky. I was able to see the green of the trees, of the leaves, and hear some messages. Yeah? And because of the reconnection, I felt healthy, even with all those issues in the body. Yeah? And I know that the sound and the music and working with my voice really supported that connection. And that's why I'm so devoted to reconnection. Yeah, that we find a way to stay connected within ourselves, regardless what's going on in the outer, as long as we stay connected here. And I have the feeling there's a lot that is still ahead of us. Yeah, and to have a tool that helps us to stay here and to stay present. And the voice is powerful. Yeah, and so that's why I'm here expressing this. Yeah. Let's move to purpose. Purpose. What's the purpose? What's our purpose to be here? And whenever I ask that question, I think it's a very difficult question to ask. And it's also an interesting question to answer. Because purpose, when I mean purpose, often we say, okay, I'm here to raise my children. I'm here to raise funds for the indigenous people and help. Yeah? Or generally, I'm here to help. Whatever our purpose is, it always has some personal touch to it, right? We have a purpose. We know why we are getting up in the morning. So when we let go of the individual idea of why we are here, like literally try that with me. If all the individual stuff is gone, why are you here? And it's difficult to answer that question from the mind. So when I asked myself that question, I had to go in here. And what I found was energy, just energy. And then I realized, this is where we are connected, with each other, with oneself, but also with nature. It's when we can drop all the ideas we have of who we are or why we're here. There is the oneness, at least for me. So everything I'm sharing is just my own, yeah, there's nothing, don't take it for granted or make it your own, it's mine. And I'm just sharing it. Yeah, but that's the question of purpose. I like you to feel into. I'm gonna speak another song. And we can sit with that energy a little bit. I have to drink some water. 1 second. Dry mouth. Okay. One more poem for you to feel. What's the purpose? Meu coração, dai-me tua ajuda. Fala comigo, abre-te, pra deixa-me entrar. Coração do mundo, onde quero estar. Coração do mundo, vamos a bailar. Coração do mundo, onde quero estar. Coração do mundo, vamos a curar. Aí dentro de teu amor encontro uma luz. Esta luz vem me abraçar, me dá tranquilidade. Coração do mundo, onde quero estar. Coração do mundo, vamos a bailar. Coração do mundo, onde quero estar. Coração do mundo, vamos a curar. Fluyendo, cantando, levando a luz que nos dá alegria. Now I lost it. I lost it. You know when you get blank sometimes. But later I sing the full song. So if you come to the concert, you're going to get the full song. Okay, so yeah, energy. So what is it with the energy? And maybe we can already feel some shifts, you know, just by listening to words that are sung, yeah, and the power of song that goes into different places, into the body, than just words. Yeah, it's the energy, yeah, that's behind the voice. That's so powerful and beautiful. I don't even want to call it intention. It's just energy, yeah, and that's why it's so good to always stay connected to our energy, and it's somewhere here. Yeah. So, in the last 20 years, since I'm studying the field of sound and music and vibration, so much science has been unfolding, yeah, like real evidence that this is working. And it's really, really nice. I mean, I don't need a proof that life is a miracle or that music is magic. But it's actually really, really good to have scientists backing up what sound can do in the physical body. And especially for people with health conditions like me, other people, when we can see what's happening in the body through sound on a screen, and I see the data. This is my body before the treatment. Hi everyone. And this is what's happening after the treatment. It's so important, yeah, to have that backed up, and also to walk with it into these times where there's more and more numbness, more and more connection, to actually have something, say, well, this is really working. Sound is working, and the good news is you can do it yourself. Now. Yeah. Now we're going to come to the more interactive part of the voice. So I would love for us to do a little bit of voice work. So you're going to get a little taste Yeah. So the first part is just an activation of our instrument. Yeah. Little meditation, kind of. Then a warm-up. Yeah. And then it's going to be a little bit more therapeutic. And before we get into that, I will let you know. Yeah, so you can leave. But in general, please, it's not about beauty. Yeah, so this is not about how is my voice or judging your voice. It's an exploration. So you don't need to know anything about voice work or singing or whatsoever. I don't know anything actually. Yeah. So let's just be open and we dive into it. And after that, I want to invite somebody here. I don't know where she disappeared. Oh, I see her. And then we are already closing up, more or less. Yeah? So let's begin. Maybe I should sit down with that. No, I can stand. So if you are comfortable closing your eyes, I invite you to close your eyes. Because when we have the eyesight shut, the inner view can happen. And I want us to just feel the grounds below us. And I invite us to really drop our consciousness from the head, the nose, the mouth, the throat, all the way down into the pelvic floor. So in this voice work, the pelvic floor, we call it the root or the seat where the voice actually starts. So when we want to work with our voice, we have to go way, way down below the throat. The voice has very little to do with the throat, actually. It's a bigger, complex system. I want us to try to feel the pelvic floor. And you can do that by squeezing and relaxing your pelvic floor muscle, the inner pelvic floor muscle. You can also squeeze your glutes. Anything that helps you move and feel the pelvic floor area. Also, if you just hold the pelvic floor muscle for a second, you might just feel those muscles around in the lower belly and some inner abdominal strength. That's a really place to connect anytime throughout the day. Yeah, to drop into that area. And then from there, I want us to feel roots like a tree growing down into the grounds, connecting with the earth, collaborating with the voice of the earth. And we can do that all day long, within each step we do every day, to just feel that